Did you know that the average person drops their phone at least 7 times a year? With a flagship as powerful as the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, one bad tumble could turn your high-tech marvel into an expensive paperweight. Welcome to the ultimate guide on which Galaxy S26 Ultra case you should actually buy in 2026. We've tested the heavy hitters, from carbon fiber skins to literal tanks, to see which one deserves a spot on your titanium frame. All the links are in the description below if you want to snag one of these for yourself. Let's dive into the lineup and see which of these shields reigns supreme. 6. RAPTIC Aramid Skin, Serenity Emerald. The RAPTIC Aramid Skin is the ultimate phantom case for people who actually hate cases but realize that going naked with a $1,300 phone is a recipe for disaster. This thing is a masterclass in minimalist engineering. Crafted from 1,500 Aramid fiber, that's 5 times stronger than steel, but feels as light as a feather, at just 0.65 ounces. What makes this special is the caseless feeling. At only 0.04 inches thick, it preserves the S26 Ultra's slim ergonomics better than almost anything else on the market. While it won't survive a drop from a ladder like the UAG Monarch Pro we'll talk about later, its build quality is exceptional, featuring a non-slip, silk-like texture that laughs at fingerprints and oil stains. For performance, it's packed with N52H magnets that provide a MagSafe and Qi, 2 connections so strong it actually puts some of Pitaka's older models to shame. If you compare it to the Pitaka Edge case, the RAPTIC stands out with its gorgeous Serenity Emerald 3D weave, offering a more luxurious fashion-forward vibe versus Pitaka's more industrial look. It even features a raised metal camera bezel, which is a massive win for protecting those huge S26 lenses without adding the bulk of a hybrid case. At roughly $59.99, you're paying for premium materials and a design that doesn't interfere with your signal or wireless charging. It's the perfect pick for the professional who wants style and scratch protection over extreme ruggedness. What do you think? Is the naked phone feel worth the trade-off in drop protection? Let me know in the comments. 5. Pitaka Edge Case, Over the Horizon. If the RAPTIC is about style, the Pitaka Edge Case is about being a high-tech powerhouse for the minimalist elite. This over-the-horizon edition uses the same aerospace-grade 1,500D Aramid fiber, but adds a world-first feature, the programmable NFC Aramid tools or apps with a single tap directly on the side of your case, something the RAPTIC and Spigen cases simply can't do. The build quality feels incredibly premium thanks to Pitaka's fusion weaving, which creates a textured grip that feels more like a skin than a plastic shell. Under the hood, they've used amber magnet film technology to keep the N52 magnet super thin while maintaining a death grip on MagSafe and Qi, 2 accessories. When you stack this up against the RAPTIC Aramid skin, the Pitaka wins on tech features and artistic weaving patterns, though both offer that same, barely there, 1.2mm profile. In real-life use, the raised camera bezel does a great job of guarding your glass. But just like the RAPTIC, it's not meant for high-impact falls, since parts of the frame remain exposed for that slim aesthetic. Retailing around $59.99, it's a sophisticated tool for power users who want their case to do more than just sit there. It's sleek, it's smart, and it looks like a piece of modern art. Would you actually use a programmable button on your case, or is that just a tech flex? Stand now. If you want utility without spending a fortune, the ESR Classic Hybrid with Stash Stand is the versatile powerhouse of the group. Unlike the ultra-slim fiber cases we just looked at, this one is a military-grade clear case that actually lets you see your S26 Ultra's beautiful color. The standout feature here is the zinc alloy stash stand, hidden around the camera lens. It's way more stable than the flimsy plastic stands you see on budget cases, supporting any angle between 15 degrees and 85 degrees for those long Netflix binges or Zoom calls. Performance-wise, ESR's Halo lock magnets are beasts, offering 1,500 grams of holding force, which is significantly stronger than the Spigen Ultra Hybrid's magnetic options. In real-world testing, the air guard corners act like tiny airbags, helping this case survive drops from up to 16 feet. When compared to the Spigen Tough Armor, the ESR feels much more modern and less bulky. Plus, you get that awesome kickstand that doubles as a camera guard. At just $29.99, the value for money here is through the roof. It's the ideal middle ground for someone who wants heavy-duty protection and a functional stand without the $100 price tag of a boutique brand. It does pick up fingerprints a bit easier than the matte Aramid cases, but for this level of protection and utility, it's a tiny trade-off. Is a built-in kickstand a must-have for you? Or do you prefer a totally smooth back? 3. UAG Monarch Pro Kevlar Black. For the clumsy crowd or the outdoor adventurers, the UAG Monarch Pro in Kevlar Black is the undisputed king of protection. This isn't just a case, it's an insurance policy. We're talking about a 5-layer construction featuring genuine DuPont Kevlar and alloy metal hardware that looks like it belongs on a stealth bomber. While the Pitaka and RAPTIC cases focus on being thin, the Monarch Pro focuses on survival, boasting an insane 25-foot drop protection rating. That's nearly double what most rugged cases offer. In your hand, it feels like a tank, with oversized tactile buttons and a contoured grip that stays secure even if your hands are wet or you're wearing gloves. Despite the industrial bulk, it still supports MagSafe and Qi 2 charging, though it's definitely thicker than the ESR or Spigen models. Compared to something like the Mouse Limitless 5.0, the UAG feels significantly more robust and over-engineered. Yes, it's bulky, about 0.58 inches thick. And yes, it costs a premium $99.95. But if you work in construction or spend your weekends hiking rugged trails, this is the only case that will give you total peace of mind. It's the benchmark for ruggedized protection in 2026. Do you think 25 feet of drop protection is overkill? Or have you ever had a drop that made you wish you had this much armor? Let me know. 2. TORRAS Unbreakable Screen Protector. We can't talk about cases without talking about the most vulnerable part of the S26 Ultra, that massive 6.9-inch screen. The TORRAS Unbreakable Screen Protector is basically a second skin of 9H plus aerospace-grade tempered glass. This isn't your cheap $5 mall protector. It uses diamond shield, molecular forging to be 12 times more crack-resistant than standard glass, surviving 12-foot drops onto concrete. The real magic here is the Gen 2 ultrasonic adhesive. One of the biggest complaints with screen protectors is that they ruin the fingerprint sensor, but this one is specifically tuned for the S26 Ultra's biometrics, offering instant, lag-free unlocking. The installation is also foolproof thanks to the one-pull alignment frame that literally sucks the dust out and aligns the glass perfectly in seconds. Compared to the Spigen Glass.TR, the TORRAS offers nearly double the drop protection and a much more reliable adhesive for the ultrasonic sensor. At $29.99 for a 2-pack, it's the best investment you can make to keep that display pristine. It fits perfectly with every case on this list, including the tight-fitting UAG Monarch Pro. Have you guys had better luck with tempered glass or those flexible film protectors? I'm curious to see what you prefer for your S Pen. 1. Spigen Ultra Hybrid, crystal clear. Finally, we have the quintessential choice for the purists, the Spigen Ultra Hybrid. This is the case for people who want a trusted, invisible shield that doesn't change the look of the phone at all. It uses a rigid polycarbonate back fused to a flexible TPU bumper with Spigen's famous air cushion technology in the corners. What makes this 2026 version special is the infusion of blue resin, which is specifically designed to fight off the yellowing that usually plagues clear cases after a few months. This particular model is the no-magnet version, which is perfect if you want a totally clean look and don't care about MagSafe accessories, though it still works perfectly with standard wireless charging and power share. When compared to the ESR Classic Hybrid, The Spigen feels a lot more streamlined and clean because it doesn't have the bulky kickstand or the visible magnetic ring. At $29.99, it's the gold standard for reliable, everyday protection that stays out of the way. It's lightweight, it's grippy, and it lets the S26 Ultra's titanium design shine through perfectly. It's the safe bet that never goes out of style. Which one are you leaning toward? The high-tech Pitaka, the tank-like UAG, or the crystal-clear Spigen? All the links are in the description below. If this guide helped you figure out which shield is right for your S26 Ultra, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the latest tech. Drop a comment and tell me which case you're rocking, and I'll see you in the next one.